Simba, I'm thinking you heard that Raila Odinga has to legitimize President William Ruto so that Kenya can move on. If not, we are still in an election mode.
Does that? And is that what we Kenyans are trying to move away from?
Yes, because, no, this is important. Even in the US,
yes.
Do you know why they talk about concessional speech? Concessional speech is to legitimize your competitor to have won. It is not constitutionally required, like Trump didn't do it against Joe Biden. But you see now Trump is coming back with other things. So if Raila Odinga just made a speech and said, congratulations, Mr. President, that was important. Just that.
But what is supreme, Prof? What is supreme? And that's the question that the other side is asking. What is supreme? Because if you start asking questions about the presidency of Dr. William Ruto, it is followed every little step up to the courts.
Yes.
Where there's mere coalition were actually there trying to represent themselves and fighting to death to actually have their way. And they did not.
Simba.
Yes.
That is a legal license to rule. But there's a called a social license to rule.
Which is essentially constitutional. Legal is constitutional.
Yes, but let me tell you what, Simba, and I can give an example. You can win a concession to do what's called mining in Turkana, and you can get all the legal papers with you, isn't it? But if Turkana people don't give you their blessing, you might not extract anything from there. And let me ask you again. Again, I'm saying, I don't know if you are married or not. You could be married and you have a marriage certificate.
True.
And your wife doesn't recognize you as the husband. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the certificate or you prefer her recognition? In her heart, not in her words, but in her heart. So that's why the social license is important by the opposition coming and said, like Raila Odinga, by the way, said, I don't agree with the decision of the Supreme Court, but I accept, isn't it? Let us go to the engines why we are here. Raila said this statement, I don't agree with the ruling of the Supreme Court, but I accept it, isn't it? That time, Raila was moving on, isn't it? Now what happened? This government started inviting opposition by saying, I want a strong opposition. Is it not William Ruto said he wants a strong opposition?
True that.
Is it not that cost of living has come, now Raila is coming as a savior to the nation? This thing has ceased to be Raila. In fact, the headlines are telling it's misleading. If Kenyans are having food on their tummies, they will not go to the demonstration.
Yes.
Because they are saying, bullet can kill us. But hunger is killing us anyway. So we shall die anyway.
Yes. This is how they bring Uhuru Kenyatta into this conversation, Prof. That in places that previously this country has never seen demonstrations. I want to pick one point. And that's what the Kenya Kwanza government said. If you saw exactly what happened in Mlolongo, they said that since it's the very first time this thing is happening, we are more than convinced that somebody is on the ground making sure that every other thing that's happening in the country is well organized and well sponsored to the point that in places where we've never seen demonstrations before, we are now witnessing those demos.
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
On Tuesday, before the demonstration was happening on Sunday, I was with another taxi driver, Uber driver, who picked me. And this Uber driver comes from Central. What he told me surprised me. He told me, Fred, ninyi Wajaluo nitaonyesha vile tunafanyanga maandamano. It is all of us waiting for it. In fact, even the taxi driver who drove me, I was going to work for another company in Zanzibar on Wednesday. So the taxi driver who took me to airport told me, Fred, let me tell you the truth. Mimi, this is my last trip. After this, I'm going to put my car aside. We are demonstrating. And people were demonstrating on Wednesday for many different reasons. You know, when there's multiplicity of reasons, there must be multiplicity of demonstrators. For example, the young people who are saying that they are hustlers who are cheated.
Yes.
The bodas who are promised things that have never happened. The mamambogas who are promised things they never got. Or Raila Odinga and Azimio who believe the elections were stolen. The people who believe they were promised NHIF in the first month after election, these promises you hand them. None of them has been fulfilled. Kenyans are feeling defranchised. People went to demonstrate for very many reasons. Even there were doctors who went to demonstrate. There are teachers who are on demonstration.
Yes.
So public servants are also defranchised. I can even tell you now, Simba, there are some people in public sector who comes meet public sector working for the government who comes and tell me, friend, we have an issue with the government, but we can't go to court. Go to court on our behalf. I have gone to court severally on behalf of people inside the government who are feeling defranchised. They are being told to do things which they can't do. Like, for example, Huduma number. Huduma number costs Kenya 6.5 billion shillings, isn't it? Now, they are being told they are putting a budget 11.5 billion shillings to do as another similar thing called UPI in Pakistan, using a company called Nadra. All the data for Kenya will be sitting in Pakistan from your birthday, your school going, your bank transactions, your M-Pesa transactions, your education, everything will be sitting in Pakistan with a public sector company. It's a national security issue. So somebody inside the system has come to me and I went to court. The case is ongoing, so this is not sugarcoating. So Kenyans have different issues with the president. Look at the issue of logging of trees. So some people who are concerned about forests will demonstrate. So when Raila says mandamano, you come to demonstrate against the trees. Some people come because of health, some come because of education. Then it's just like the nation reacting. Look, 93% of Kenyans have said in a survey released by TIFA that the country is going in the wrong direction. Those statistics have been sponsored by Uhuru Kenyatta. Was Uhuru Kenyatta surveyed to confirm that 93% of Kenyans are not happy? In God we trust, the rest bring data. Let them tell us how much money did Uhuru Kenyatta finance? Who are the people who are giving money? Because yes, when Ruto went to Homa Bay, we were given photos how people are being given 1,000 shillings each the night before to attend. We have that information. Let them give us how Uhuru Kenyatta moved money from which account to which individual to distribute. I told you, distributing money in this country. Simba, if I give you, I used to run political campaigns, and I would go to a ward and tell people, now I have, for example, one weekend you spend 1 million shillings, isn't it? Here is 1 million. I want to distribute to these people. Can I give you? But please don't give me. Distributing money is a military operation because you can be beaten. Carrying money is a military operation. Like I had to leave Nairobi, go somewhere in the bank, and have them in 200 shillings each. That was a one-day work. 1 million to convert to 200 shillings each and carry them to Siaya, and then give people to distribute to you. The people in a line, those who want to go to the line 10 times, those who want to take the man, run with your security. It is a military operation. Let us not be cheated here. If you know, you know. Let them bring evidence, Simba.
Pretty much. Now, the conversation that we're going to have immediately after we go for this tiny break right here with our prof, again, is essentially what the Azimio Coalition is saying this morning. In fact, they're saying now, you see, we were at the table. We wanted to talk about the solutions on the issues that we are now in the streets for. And this is what Upio Wandanyi is saying. He's saying, do not ask us for protest. And he's even saying, look here, all those allegations about how we are sponsoring this protest is a complete lie. Why? Because if you look at how our demos are now getting organized, they are widespread across the country. So it's not only us, but it's Kenyans who are also coming out to say, well, indeed, we want to participate. Kithure Kindiki is saying this. I'm not going to allow that nonsense that we saw the other day. One, President Ruto said this. I will not allow this protest to continue in this country. But what the court's saying, once we come back, we're going to look at this story because indeed now majority of Kenyans are worried about the ongoing protests in the country. There's a businessman who went to court to know what the High Court said. We're not going to stop it. So which way out? If we can't see arrests, we can't see people taken to prison because of it. The only thing we're seeing is threats from both sides. Once we come back right here on The Morning Drift Online and Look Up TV across all your social media platforms, I am Accusation. Good morning.